Well, welcome to my video on how to make half-decent aircraft. I'm your host, Sky Zizzle, and I'll be showing you how to make it. So the first thing you're gonna need, you can either use indestructible seat or go-kart. I prefer go-kart, but if you're testing experimental, making a project, use a armored seat. So just in case you blow up. But I'm gonna be using go-kart. I'm going to be showing you how to make a fighter aircraft. If you want a tutorial on how to make strike/bomber, I got you. So here's how I do it. Get my 2x2 here. Assemble it in this sort of fashion. Then I get these. These are going to be useful later. Make sure to leave this little space here. And then get the 3x1 wedge. You build a nose like that. And now this is piston glitch cockpit. This is what I like to do. It's just for appearances, but if you want to make a different cockpit, you absolutely can. I've made cockpit without distant piston glitch before. But yeah, it's really not that difficult. Just follow the steps that I'm doing here. You don't even have to turn that on. And then here's how I make my cockpits. I get one of these little bricks here, the 2x2x2 wedge. Then I get this little piece here. No, not that one. That one's too wide. I think it's either that one or this one. It's this one. Get this one right here. The wedge corner. Place it like that. Get your 2x4 wedge. Place it like this. And just to save on complexity, you absolutely just have to put on 4x2. And then I color it black. Because I don't usually do first person. So that's how you get your cockpit here. Yeah, it's a pretty basic cockpit. And if you want to make it clear, still works. So here's how I build my fuselage. For the first part, obviously, so I have a little bit more structural integrity, I use these pieces here. Build a lot like this. And then, this is where it gets complicated, I place them out like this. So I make a fuselage about 5 long. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, another weird thing. I grab one side of these, extend it outward by like 2 or 3, like this. Actually, no, that's a little too wide. Make it like this. All we have to do here is add this or this. I'm going to be using this. And after you do that, just so your cockpit looks a little bit better, place this down the middle. Also holds your mini thrusters in. And you place a little piece here. Also, because it's piston glitch, this is still going to be affected by aerodynamics. So in order to make your aircraft fly a little faster, place this little contraption. And then you can add this. Got yourself a pretty good looking start to a fuselage. And then I'm going to be doing the inverted wing shape, which is the one on the Su-47. I'll put a picture up on the screen. But I'm going to be doing that wing shape. And if you don't want to do that, do your own. But this is how I'm doing it, because the wing shape does provide benefits. So you can just follow what I'm doing here. I'll probably cut till I get it right, and then I'll... I think it's like this, yeah. Boom. Does look a little goofy, so I might get one of my prefabs out, but we can just use this. And while you're here, just for a little bit for now, of course you can make it wingless, but you add a modular wing in here. Then, if you want more lift, add an upside down spoiler, but I'm not going to be doing that since this thing's going to be using different forms of lift instead of just one wing block. Instead of the actual wings used for lift, it does generate lift, it is needed to fly, but if you want to make a good fighter, it should not be fully dependent on its wing. I'll put a clip on the screen of me taking a missile and surviving. So see, you got yourself the wing shape here. If you need to adjust it like I am, absolutely, just find the right point. So like right here, maybe it will be good for you. That's probably what's going to be good for me. So if you look here, you got yourself a good wing shape like that. Pretty good, pretty good. And then we're gonna just go back over here. We're gonna do a basic little exhaust thing like this. I do this so I can add thrust vectoring whenever I need to. But I might just, actually, yeah. Do this. This. We can follow it up by some flat connectors. Or shields if you want to. I do flat connectors, hard to hit. Anyway, well, you got yourself a nice little exhaust. And for some nice looks, I'm just gonna add some of these 4x1 wedges here. So obviously your aircraft's not gonna fly on the first time, so don't be upset if it doesn't. I'm not really upset, just don't think I did something wrong. Yeah, this should be good. I use rotating servos, you can use hinges if you want to, but hinges have the weird acceleration. Don't like it. And then we're gonna head over to wings, we're gonna make a basic tail fin. On my most recent aircraft, I use simple tail fins, so that's what I'm gonna be doing here. This should be capable. All we have to do is now add the vertical stabilizer. This doesn't matter which one you use. You can set up in any form or fashion. You want it like this, you can have it like that. I'm gonna be doing this. Hold up, if I can get it right. I know how to do this totally. That's how I'm doing it. May look a little ugly, but you know, we'll see how it flies. Oh well, flies good. Yeah, it's pretty much how you do it. This is how I do it. You don't get it perfect. I can show you some basic little principles that I do. So like, see here, I'm using a very basic tail fin design, but we're gonna do a little bit of extra because you gotta put in that effort, you know. So we're gonna remove these because we're gonna be adding thrust vectoring. I use hinges for thrust vectoring. And, anyway, thrust vectoring. Thrust vectoring is very useful for maneuverability. And, you know, it's also an extra, like here, we got plenty. But, what if you don't want maneuverability? What if you don't want extreme angles on your tail fins? What if you want to be aesthetic, or whatever the word is? English is hard. Here's what you do. I use hinges. You don't necessarily have to. There is a way to get around acceleration. So you're just gonna set your hinges up like this. Don't really have to be that special. Oh, don't forget to add these blocks here. Then you're gonna wanna add this. And then, here you go. And what's really cool about this is that you're also moving your tail fin with it. So, as you can see, you're getting a little bit more angle out of those tail fins along using your thrusters. See? Look at that. It might be a little twitchy, but that's because you might have to adjust it to your flight style. I do tap controls. So I just tap the stick to go up and down. So we're gonna do assisted roll. I know some people don't like using helicopter, but I use helicopter for assisted roll. So I still use like my tail fins as roll, but I will still use helicopter engine just for that little assist. So we're gonna add 2 AND gates here. This is how I do it, by the way. We're gonna do that. Left, right. This, and this. Now our thrust vectors do that. Hopefully we can roll with this. It's just inverted. Ooh, yeah, it's inverted. I don't like that. Yeah, I just inverted it. It's no big issue. All you have to do is, I'm just gonna, because I'm lazy, I'll just invert these. There we go. So you got yourself some basic flight control. And before we fly, this is just a thing I do. It doesn't matter what you set your engines to, but I set mine to RT. So now, we got our cockpit set up. Same with our thrust vectors. So we got roll, pitch. We can roll and pitch perfectly fine. Although the problem with analog roll is that sometimes, especially like this here, whenever you pitch up, it's gonna act a little weird. Although we save that. Ooh. There we go. But yeah, I love inverted wings because whenever you get to low speeds, you can be stabler at lower speeds because of the wing shape, because this wing shape naturally gains more lift than others. which is cool, and that's why I use it that much. Although, especially in the wing plates that I have it here, it's a little nose heavy. That's really it. It's probably because I have too much downforce. But yeah, this is how I build my aircraft. And that missile tutorial, the air-to-air missiles can come on here, slap on here, very, very good. They fit on really good actually too. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want me to do more tutorials like guns and gun pods, I absolutely will. But yeah, this is just the aircraft. Let me land so you can get a good look at it. Let's go ahead and plop down. The speed's not that... It's good, but you might want to drag glitch it. I don't usually recommend it, but if you're trying to be better than others, sure. But yeah, this is how I do it. There are different cockpit designs, like my main fighters don't use this cockpit at all. But yeah, this is how you build it. You also get some really good agility with stability. So like, look, you get thrust vectoring. Okay. Yeah, you also get really good thrust weight ratio with the way I do it. I use mini thrusters. You don't have to if you don't want to. But see, this is fun. And the best part is, even if your wing flies off, you should be able to fly. You're also really fast. See, this is just fun. Anyway, catch you fellas on the flippity. Bye!